So last Saturday we had Europe's Strongest Man 2024, and we now have a 2-time champion in Luke Stoltman taking back his crown. Last time he won it was in 2021. I did say in the last video that I didn't have Luke in my predictions, if anyone remembers, and I was hoping he wouldn't hate me, and we got a very nice comment.
He hates you.
He hates me.
He hates you. Deep inside, he hates you.
I'm going to show the messages. The messages
showing all the love, Shane, I love you, and all that.
The messages we sent each other earlier were
but that's okay. Anyway, it was a very close competition.
Very, very close. Like we did say in the last video, or in the predictions video, that like the lineup was completely like level. Like there was no one that on paper stood out.
Nobody, and that competition proved it. In even the ending, to me, it was like kind of like UFC 300 when Gaethje was fighting Max Holloway. At the last seconds decided, Max Holloway. So the last seconds decided who will be the winner, and they had to go frame by frame pretty much to determine whatever Luke or Ivers won the competition.
And in the end, they shared the points.
Yes, yeah. So, but it was great competition, and the outcome, I think it was deserving.
Yeah, like within the last, like going into the last event, I think it was, 2 points between fourth and first?
Yes, between a lot of guys, it was very close. Even the guy who was a new upcomer,
Andre Futu,
yeah. So we actually saw him in
Loglift Championships.
That was a couple of years ago, I think.
Was that in Nottingham?
No, Ipswich. Is it? No, not.
It was Ipswich.
It was Ipswich. I think it's Ipswich. Yeah, and he's a very impressive guy. And there's another guy. I don't know. He's from Slovenia or Slovakia. Both of them were juniors, and they were competing, and both of them were getting like 200 kilos logs.
Very easy.
Yeah. So he even could have won the competition.
Yeah, he was in second place for a good bit of it. He won 2 events. He won the Viking press.
He didn't finish the stones.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah. So the stone was his.
He did very well in the nickel stones, and the Viking press did very well.
Yeah. So he's a strong guy, and he seems like he has a bright future ahead of him. Which is
22 years of age.
Which is nice to see these young guys. Like I know that Novikov won World Strongest Man at 23, but. We're talking about Novikov. He ended his dream becoming the Europe's Strongest Man second time as well.
Again, like I was saying in the predictions video, like it was that arm again that we seen in Arnold, Ohio. Like whatever say caused it. Obviously, there must have been there's a bicep tear. Mm-hmm. There's something there because he was all iced up on the podium.
He said he was brachialis muscle who got torn, but he was speculating, and I think it was just his biceps tendon. And he just finished it off in the last stone, But
hopefully
it is what it is. That Strongman, yeah.
So to start off, Europe's Strongest Man 2024, we had the nickel stones. We said before that the nickel stones is not probably the most exciting event in our opinion, and I think me personally, again, it happened at Europe's Strongest Man. Now that's just me personally. I'm not a fan of the nickel stones. You don't get as hyped.
I think it just to me it lacks the speed. Like I rather see fast farmers. To me is way more impressive if you can like rogue farmers or these farmers that Giants Live use 155 or 160 kilos. Like I think they're very impressive implements. So to me the stones is just. The whole movement, walking and sliced up, different weights. It just, I don't know.
You're unbalanced.
Yeah,
tiny little handles.
I know it's legendary and all, and but I think it's more legendary in Highland Games than in Strongman. And to me, it's like leave that stuff to the Highland Games and all that imbalance. Especially when you're competing through good few events, can cause unnecessary injuries as well. So I don't know. Just not a big fan.
So we talked about Andre Futu at the start of the video, 22 years of age, and on the first event, he takes an event win.
Yeah, it's very impressive for the guy to come in at his age and win against like kind of stacked,
seasoned
guys. Yeah, like we're talking about against Luke Stoltman, Powered Wire,
Novikov for his age.
Novikov. It's just loads of guys. Like he was the youngest guy, wasn't he?
Like Novikov and Kardiaka were the next closest to him, I think.
Yeah, 27, 28. Yeah.
So you're talking 5-6 years.
Yeah. So if he stays injury free,
bright future.
Yeah, sky is the limit.
On the other side of the spectrum, then had a very poor first event was Konstantin Janashia.
Yeah.
We don't. Well, me personally, I don't know. I tried looking at it. Could it have been an injury that say was longer down the line? I don't know, but it did prevent him from doing well in the competition and having to pull out. So it's hard to know. It looked like it was his thumb from what people were saying, and what the commentators were
It
saying.
seems like he was doing so well when he started Strongman, and he wasn't that heavy actually. He was around 155, and he's a 6'4", 6'4", 6'5" guy.
Yeah, so he would have been on kind of
Yeah,
the lighter
so
side for his height.
when he was lighter, he actually doing so much better in Strongman. And the minute he went to like 170, 175, I think he started to like backfire on him in a way, you know? So I think that's when he started to get injuries. The biggest one was his triceps. And after that, he started to go down the hill. So I don't know what's going on with him. Is he still taking Strongman as serious as when he was like a couple of years ago competing, or he's now, I saw him trying to do like a bit of arm wrestling as well. Will he explore that sport as well? It's hard to know, but at the moment it seems like he's not getting better. It seems like he's a bit declining, you know.
So after the nickel stones, we then had the second event of the night, which was the car walk, 450 kilos, 20-meter course, usual car walk, and like unsurprisingly, I suppose, like Luke Stolman, who's probably done this multiple times, performed very, very well. Then you can see some of the newer guys who probably aren't as familiar with it struggled a bit, and you did say yourself before, it is a big difference.
It is a big difference, and Shane Flowers wasn't great at all in this event, though he was second in the first one. And I kind of like thought like Shane Flowers might finish in top 5 and top even 3. I really thought that he might do that. But with the car walk now, he's like,
he lost all the points.
Yeah, he lost all the points, and it's kind of like he exposed his kind of weakness in a way. You know, where like if he wants to get invited to these bigger competitions, you have to have like a good yoke. You know,
it's
just
stuff,
kind of basic stuff. Everything else he's pretty decent at, but now he needs to improve that event drastically.
Cordiaka and Luke Stolman did very well.
Yeah.
They finished in the 16 seconds to get through the course. Then, like you're saying, Shane Flowers was in the 40s. Like there's a big range in between the middle. But like you're saying, like it's a super yoke. Now, obviously, there's a bit more to it. Like you're saying, it's kind of get the balance and things like this.
Get the balance, and you see a couple of guys were dropping it, and it just as well. It's an awkward event, but it's a nice event to watch.
On to event 3 then, and we had the deadlift ladder, 5 weights, starting from 300, finishing off at 380 kilos.
I thought 380 would be, you know, like
more obtainable.
No, I thought 380 maybe a little bit too light, but I was completely wrong because a couple of guys were able to finish the whole thing. So the biggest surprise when it comes to deadlift was kind of Luke. I know Luke doesn't have a great deadlift, but he was so slow in between the lifts. It's like, I think deep inside he knew he can get 360. I don't know why he took his time, you know, to get to 360 even. And he finished, I think, 10th in that event, and he lost all the lead that he had coming into the third event. And so to me, it kind of was like, I wanted to see him more faster pace when it comes to like going from one bar to another. And at that point, I was kind of worried because I thought like my prediction goes out the window. But luckily, at the end,
but considering how quick the 360 went up, like, maybe it's in between, say,
just the confidence.
Yeah, maybe it's in between the reps. He had to kind of get his bearings back together. But the 360 flew up. Like I think the deadlift ladder has the most talking points as such. Like there's so many different things. Like Nicholas Canby, when he went in, like he flew through him. And then on like the 360 kilo, he ended up switching grips twice. Like it's then you had Pao Dwyer like slow and steady. Like, did the 5 and like. I think there was 10 seconds left on the clock when he finished off, but like he still got the 5 reps.
Heinla was the fastest. He thought that he was very slow, but
Alexei Novikov was very quick as well.
Yeah, he was very good as well. So it's a strange event, but like I think 380, the last weight being like, I think they made the right decision.
Another talking point was Konstantin Janasha. So we know in the nickel stones he dropped the weights and looked like he was looking at his thumb and whatever maybe. He finished up on 340 kilos, and it looked like he was in a lot of pain, or there was something not right with him. Considering a guy that 2 years ago did all the way to 400 at the time when it was 400 kilos. So there's something there. Like
again, maybe he came in with like, maybe it's a thumb, maybe he already came in with some kind of like niggly injuries. You know, it's very hard to know, but. Like Janasha, at this point, like I mentioned at the start, he needs to decide whatever he wants to do. But like to take a break, I don't think that it will helped you sort of get back to where he was, maybe it's time for him to like reconsider and I don't know, do some other sports. Like
Very easy to say that.
it's very easy to say, yeah, but when you start to dropping off like to like last places and stuff like that, it's like what you're supposed to do, like, you know what I mean? And I understand if you finish last and you're just a new person coming up the ranks, then you just can keep improving your placings. But when you like kind of seasoned strongman and you started finishing in last places, like is it worth it, like, you know?
So then on to event 4 of Europe's Strongest Man 2024, we have the Viking press. Now, I love the Viking press. I love the way it's set up.
Yeah.
I think it's just a great thing to look at. It's very easy to understand. And again, we had the 22-year-old Andre Foot who just showing up everybody.
Solid. He looked very, very solid. And the event, what's the best result ever?
Trey Mitchell, yeah, 18 reps.
18 reps.
And he got 16 reps.
16 reps, like close enough. So
Very
his shoulders are really strong. So who else do we have? We had like Luke on 13. We had a lot of guys on 13. I think 3 guys.
Yeah, we had
Novikov.
Shane Flowers and Gavin Bilton shared 11 reps.
Yeah.
I know, say, what was it, Rauno Heinlein, he got 6 reps. Like, you know, it varied. Like, there was a lot of difference.
Howard Wire, I think 8 reps.
8 reps, yeah. There's a big difference in say, the rep-wise.
Yeah, so Futo is looking good. He's looking very good. And I think why he just messed up in stones.
I think it's just the stones. Like, and even Nicholas Camby went in the Viking press. He did very well. I think he got 14 reps.
14 reps,
yeah. Like, so strong. Like we were saying, like the guy was under 105 kilos. I think what had him listed at was 136 kilos. Like 5'10", 100. Like,
so he needs to get used to that weight. But the only problem is like his age.
34 years.
Yes, he's 34 years of age, so he has 2 more years to get used to it and to get stronger, I guess. You know.
It's just it's one thing being that way. It's another thing being able to handle that weight.
Can you? Based on Big Z's performance, you can, because even at 37 and 38, he was still getting stronger. But look at Mark Felix is a different story altogether.
Like, I don't know what the story is of Mark Felix. Yeah. So Mark Felix received the Strongman award for. So Mark Felix received the Lifetime Achievement Award for Strongman. Yeah. Probably deserving. Like, I think he said that he only started Strongman at 37 years of age. Mm-hmm. Like something crazy like that.
The guy looked in shape.
Yeah.
Like the dude looked like a bodybuilder.
Is he 59? I think he's 59 this year.
Yeah.
So you could say he's 60 years old nearly.
It was crazy.
I don't know how he's doing it.
Took his off. I was like, what the hell is this? Is he? I thought he's done. Like people want kind of like when you retire from the sport, you want to kind of you want to downsize a bit, like, you know, like
eat whatever you want.
Yeah, and this guy is just he looks
showing
better than when he was competing. Like, basically, you know, he put everyone to shame. Like, it's kind of strange, but at the same time, goes to show what kind of like superior genetics the guy has. You know,
so it's like, it's amazing. Like, even when he was in Strongman, like I met him once before, and I just couldn't get over the sheer size of his hands.
Yeah,
like, he's just a genetic freak. Mm-hmm. Like, and it's mad to think that you probably only get one of them in a generation when it comes to Strongman, and he was it. So the last event then of Europe's Strongest Man was the Atlas Stones, and like you were saying, we had a photo finish to finish off on the Atlas Stones.
Yeah, unfortunately, Novikov torn his biceps, so he was as well a contender to win it. And it's just, it's very unfortunate. And then we had a photo finish between Ivar Schmaustelis and
Luke Stoughton.
Yeah, we actually didn't mention too many times Ivars, didn't we?
No.
He was just doing well.
To be fair to Ivars, like, he never really won. Like, he didn't win anything, but he was average. Like, he's like what Mitchell Hooper was in Giant Slave before he started winning events. Mm-hmm. He'd win the show, but he never won anything.
Yeah, top 3, top 4, top 5. That's where you want to be. Like, don't lose too many points. Like, for example, for Luke, he could have won that competition way more comfortably, if not the 10th placing in a deadlift. Like, you know, the same with Mateusz beating dead horse. Deadlift just
it's been mentioned like loads of times on the channel. Like, we've said it constantly that you don't have to be brilliant at one event. No. You just have to be really good at every event.
Yeah, that's it, and that's Ivar's. But unfortunately, with Ivers, he's a great strongman, but he never managed to sort of win any major competition. It's not everybody get to that level. He plays, I think, top 3 in Shaw Classic.
He's like won Strongman Champions League last year.
Yeah, but again, Strongman Champions League, the caliber of the Strongmen are not.
You're not talking World Strongest Man Arnold.
Yeah,
and all these kind of stuff.
like Champions League at this point, it's good for like upcoming guys like
Evans Nana came through.
Yeah, true. Like someone who wants to compete in Europe or coming from European countries, and they want to like get their name through like through like maybe
into the mainstream.
Yeah, into the mainstream and get into Giants Live.
But even Ivers, like you can see that he's probably one of the only strongmen that was on the list there that's continuously competing.
Yes.
Like I think when I looked at it, he was in the last year, he's probably had double the amount of competitions compared to everyone else.
And one guy in the comment section as well mentioned like Ivers doesn't really get injured. And I was like, yeah, like he has a point.
Yeah,
like he doesn't really.
There's never you never hear of Ivers having a major injury that kind of puts him off. Has he had an injury? I don't
know. Like he probably had the injuries here and there, like, but he never had the one that he needs to like take a year or 2 years out from competing. Which is kind of like maybe he's doing something right. But at the same time, maybe he's not pushing the envelope to the point where like
he's susceptible to injury.
Yes, and maybe like I think like if you want to win the major competition, you kind of have to
have that little bit crazy.
Play around with that, where like you're at the best shape in your life, and most like you're gonna get injured, like that's. So Ivers seems like he managed to find the balance, where he's like he's not really getting injured, but maybe that's a good way of like making good money from the sport as well, when you like don't need to skip any of the competition.
So that was Europe's Strongest Man 2024. Like we were saying, it was a good competition all around,
especially in the ending.
Like every athlete, like we were saying beforehand, on paper was all averaged out. They were all roughly on the same playing field. We had some great upcomings like Andre Futu, like won 2 events out of 5, 22 years of age. Yeah. Great future ahead as long as he can stay injury free. Nicholas Camby coming from under 105 up to the high levels, the open levels.
Hopefully he'll get more invitations to Giants Live, because I think it would be good for him to come to Europe and compete a bit more,
We then had Luke Stallman, Ivor Smouches. It's a great photo finish, and unfortunately we had to end the competition with an injury on Alexei Novikov.
Yeah.
Like Alexei, like we were saying, was in the points contention. He was in the contention for winning it, only for his bicep to go on the Atlas stones. It's never good to see it's never good to see an injury. Like nobody likes to see it, and especially for Alexei Novikov, like he's
still third place.
He's only 28 years of age.
Yeah.
Like it's not a setback for him. It's just he just kind of needs to refigure something.
No, we'll see what's gonna happen with the Novikov. Like I don't know. Is it possible that he already peaked in his strongman career? When he won World's Strongest Man, he was dominating kind of scene for a couple of years, and then he's starting like after that elbow surgery, he started kind of to decline. Like, is it? That's it for Novikov, but time will show.
Only he knows.
Yeah.
Only he knows. Either way, let us know in the comment section down below. We had a look at some of your predictions. Some of our predictions were very good. I don't know off the top of my head if anybody got the prediction right. If it is, I'm going to put up a post in the community. I'll share. I think this year I'm going to have to start putting more emphasis on the predictions, because I think the commenters, like we seen last year, only afterwards you look and you see that some people are on the ball with their safe predictions. It's crazy to see it. Either way, let us know in the comment section down below what you thought of the competition and all. Like always, if you made it this far in the video, make sure to press the like button. Like I was saying earlier, make sure to comment and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to press the subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, make sure to press the bell icon. It'll keep you up to date with everything that's Lalas Brothers. We'll see you in a future video.
See you later, guys.